Tesla Model 3s were delivered to their first customers in Europe, and just like, they're now going to be Model 3s in Europe and China, there will now be complaints about Model 3 in Europe and China, and they've already started. Most importantly, it's kind of triggering, once again, a feeling, hey, can they sell enough to get through their whatever they got to go through in order to make the $35,000 version? And once again, that's in question. I'll tell you all about it coming up next. Welcome to E4 Electric, your #1 source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. It's free, and it's kind of like a membership to my community, which I think is awesome, and that way you won't miss anything moving forward. Of course, let me give a shout out to one of my awesome Patreon community members, new members, Cameron Lambert. Thank you so much for joining my community. This is the only place where you can watch me live, and of course, thank you for supporting my independent channel. Without your support, of course, it will be much tougher. So thank you so much. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and browse to the description of this video, and there's a link there so you can join and support this channel as well. Thank you so much. Okay, let's talk about the Tesla Model 3 deliveries in Europe. And by the way, can I just say, I think this is like one of the best pictures I've ever seen in Tesla universe, because if you own a Tesla, don't you feel like this was you at some point? And yes, we were all adults when we got their first delivery, and it was like the first moment of getting in and knowing this is yours. We felt like this little kid, like we all turned into kids with our mouths open and our eyes open, going like, wow, staring at that screen. So I love that picture. If Tesla ever does like print or media or digital advertising, this has got to be their image to use, right? So I absolutely love that. But this is a kid of one of the first owners in Europe. There are a few other pictures, like this guy, Fred. They're now delivering them. And of course, with the deliveries, just like I said, now there are issues and complaints. Now, the first one was already happened because people were complaining. I'm going to actually bring it full forward here. Michael Strick, I guess, said ordered 2 Model 3 Performance Editions, said 3 times the new pickup date and final should be February 16th. Today they called again if we please could pick up our cars in Tilburg Tesla factory. In the rush, we arranged, all drove 2.5 hours for the 6 p.m. time slot. And then, Elon replied, sorry, many expected challenges with cars coming to Zeebrugge. First time, cars will start moving out. So, on one hand, I understand it's growing pains there the first time, but this is not their first time in their market, right? They've already been selling Model S and Model X there. So I just don't understand why sometimes they just don't learn their lessons in Europe and in the US. This is a problem. This is the first taste of Model 3 in Europe, and we're starting with this. Not cool. But there is now a bigger issue, and people are afraid that now people who are getting these cars in Europe are going to be upset. As a matter of fact, I just got an email from one of them. And on top of that, now people are questioning if they are able to, actually sell the higher priced versions in China. I'll tell you what it is. Before that, of course, just want to remind you real quick that this video and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla all over the world. And there's a discount code in the description of this video. Go ahead and use it so you can save yourselves a few bucks. They deliver all over the world. So that's really cool. I have a few of them on my cars as well. Okay, so the email that I got today earlier is that the customer that's getting a Model 3 in Europe, he's saying, hey, I just realized that in China, Tesla is dropping the price. And essentially, where are my notes? What they're doing is they are including the enhanced autopilot. And I think in China, it's like somewhere between $6,000 and $7,000, because these cars, because of tariffs, are like ridiculously expensive. I think it's like $85,000 is what they're selling them for right now. But they're including that in the price. And so people are saying, well, wait a second. Why are we paying for this? And those guys don't have to pay for that. Now, I have to say that is a little bit And don't forget, those people are paying 25% more for the because of the tariff. Tesla is not having as good of a profit margin there because they are trying to accommodate the pricing, and they have to compete with so many other electric car makers there in China. So they've dropped the price there as well. And you can't demand the same pricing in between two different continents. So I'd say that's a little unreasonable, but at the same time, this does raise a question: is Tesla going to be able to continue selling the high-priced version? And by the way, they're now actually already let customers to configure the rear-wheel drive only, which by the way is not even available here in the United States. So that also adds to worries about, are they having problems selling these cars? Now, obviously, once the Shanghai factory is going to come online and they're going to be making these cars and selling them without the ridiculous tariffs, that will help a lot. But this year is important. This year is when they need to be making profits. So the concern is that, can they really get there? I believe in Europe they have about 20,000 orders right now. That should last them, a couple of months. And after that, I guess we'll see. Now, don't forget, what they got going on for them with the Model 3 is that they reported that 3 out of 4 Model 3s that were sold in the United States last year did not come from the reservation list. These are the people who kind of decided to get it as they maybe saw their friends driving it, or they saw it online and just decided to get it. Never ended up being on the reservation list. So that's good news. So if that's the case, and it's open now for non-reservation holders, you can actually start ordering the Model 3 in Europe. If that's the case, they should be in a good shape, and hopefully $35,000 version will come here sometime, maybe by the end of summer, and they might just be okay. Let me know in the comment section. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Do you think they're okay, or do you think the demand might dip and they might be in a little bit of trouble for a while? Looking forward to that. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.